family, Ken Mills here once again for World of Comedy 5 Entertainment. So to give you the idea of what Unbiased is, we always see things on social media and also in the world where we wonder what is the thought process behind these idiotic things that people do. We're going to give an honest, unbiased opinion. So with that being said, we're going to cover several different topics. We're going to be truly unbiased this season.
Good evening, family. Ken Mills here. Now, I know y'all enjoyed last week where we had lessons learned, and you guys learned a lot about the story of Dr. David Jeremiah. But this week, we're going to pivot a little bit. So we always talk about empowerment. We always talk about positive progression towards your goal. But we're going to touch another facet here. Sometimes as you're working towards your goal, you get tired. You get dismayed. You get discouraged. All I want to tell you tonight is keep going. Keep going. Keep that perseverance going. Work toward whatever that you want to do. Don't take no shorts. Don't take no losses. But at the same time, equip yourself with the information that you need to succeed. I have two illustrious guests here tonight. They come from different paths in entertainment, but they're going to tell you something about keeping it real and keeping it going. Now, what I'd like for y'all to do is just hang back here. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, but when we return, we'll have our first illustrious guest. You're now here with Ken Mills on Unbiased on Bossed Up Houston Network.
Wanna be a boss? You're watching Boss Up Houston Network. It's Boss Up Houston, where we look up, stay up, and boss up.
Hi, this is T. Foxy Wyckoff, and this is Let's Talk Business and Real Estate, where faith, hope, and determination comes alive. You can't talk business without talking real estate. Come follow me. The Lord will bless your barns, and He will bless your hands and everything you put them to do. The Lord will bless the property in which He's giving you. Tune in to Let's Talk Business and Real Estate on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. on the Boss Up Houston Network.
And we're back. Now, the gentleman that I have to my left, I've met him a few months ago. I met him online before I met him in person. This man here is an entertainment veteran. Also a versed entrepreneur. And he's back here in Houston to bring some pain and bring some pressure. Bring it to you now, Mr. Eric Bowens.
What's happening?
How you
Eric
doing?
Bowens, a.k.a. Eric B.
Yes, sir.
So, you call me entrepreneur. I like to call myself, I'm the Entrepreneur Negro. Because that's what I titled, because it started out with nothing. I started in business with a business card.
Okay.
And made into 6-7 figures. Yeah.
Okay.
But what's happening?
Man, it's all good, man. I'm happy
I see you
that
shining, doing like it's good. I got your diamonds and stuff. It's good.
Yeah. Hey.
Player. That's what they call it, all right? What's up?
Look, I was always raised that if God bless you, you show reverence to those blessings and also to Him.
Oh,
so that's why on these you see, not
Okay.
idolatry, but these are symbols. So I wanted to touch on tonight, and I'm happy that you're here. It's a privilege
Appreciate
and
you
honor to
inviting
have
me.
you.
Yeah.
First off, being that we're in the comedy realm, you've been doing this for a long time, and you've been on a multitude of platforms.
Yes.
Just kind of give us a quick rundown of where you've been over your entire journey.
Started off in the principal's office, and that's where it started. It started off with my mama threatening me. You know, you get that belt threatened. But I started out there, and it started out just being funny in the cafeteria, and just being, not really fun, just being silly. And then it started out to, I started having a creative mind. So I remember when I was young, I used to watch this show, and it was called Dick Van Dyke. Dun, 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 dun. He'd come home and then he'd flip. Oop. And so he'd do that. But his job was, he was an entertainment exec, so they would be pitching commercials. I got an idea. And I was like, oh, I got a great idea. And I used to do that as a kid. So now I kind of see that I've been doing that for a while. So then I just started doing comedy probably in the late 90s, where I was just like messing around with it. And it wasn't serious, and it was kind of black comedy, but I was watching going to the black comedy, but it was more I was doing white clubs. I started out in white clubs. Like I got faster, quicker in white clubs. And so, like I remember the first 2 years I was in the Houston's Funnies, and that was a big deal to be. Back then it was a big deal. Only black in there. No, 2 blacks and 1 black one. And then I played sports in high school, so now I played basketball a little bit in college, a little bit. And so I had influence. All my friends were NBA players. And so they would come to my shows, and I would like have open mics, and players would come in, and then I would get like pulled. I remember I did the show. This is back in the day when Elijah was playing. Because the Rockets came to our shows afterwards and to the last stop, so I got like love on that. And so then I started doing comedy, but my life was in shambles. So it was hard to be funny and your lights off. You don't have no food, and I'm like young, so I'm like, so I gotta think of a way to get some money. And so what I started doing was, my first business was, I had aspirations to make money in comedy, and then I started teaching comedy defensive driving. So that's where it happened. I remember this girl I was with back in the day, and she basically broke up with me because I was broke. So really, I'm just trying to make money so I can say, ha, ha. That's pretty much what it was. It's a stunt. Right. You know what I'm saying? Even though years later, but you just really want to stunt with the ones that wasn't around. And that's basically started. So I started working with defensive driving, working for club owners to be comedy clubs, and then I came up with my own company. All jokes defensive driving. It was hot. I was the man with the jokes and the certificates. I was in my first company. I was in Greens Perk Mile. Greens Perk, that's how they say that perk. Greens Perk Mile, and then I moved it, and that was in Shopstown Mile. That was a big deal. So I had this big old location, and that was Shopstown Mile, and then part of my business, because I was in insurance. So I was like, man, I'm going to put defensive driving and insurance together. And it was hitting it. It was hitting. I was rolling. I had people working. I was making money, and I was a businessman. But I was a businessman, and I was doing comedy. I was doing comedy, and I was a businessman. So I started going like this. Comedy was here, and business was here, and then it was like this. And then my business was fast like that. I couldn't, the money was coming fast. It didn't make sense to me to go do something for the money. And that's what really killed me back in the day. And even made me walk away till I'll get into it, that what people was paying so you want to pay me $150 to drive 8 hours? That don't make sense. I'm like, what? And then I got my butt back but you're not making no money. And then, when I was hungry, I would do that. But then stuff started, you got like that. So that's basically my start.
Wow. Because, I can definitely relate to that, because sometimes as you do have a burgeoning career, some of the pay, like if you have visions or if you're used to a certain thing, that pay will get you. But overall, I see that your passion sustained that entire time. Now, I was able to look up some of your comedy. Now, the one that you have, 2 dudes playing Star Wars, now that was funny. That was real funny. About the glow up.
Dude, where did you find that at? I don't even remember. Where was I? What club
in
was
Gotham. You was in Gotham in New York.
Shut up.
Yeah.
How you get that? How you find it? How you find that was on? How did you find that, bro?
A Gentleman Never Tells.
No, I'm looking for that.
It's on YouTube.
I had like a sparkly shirt.
Yeah.
Man, bro, you the man. I'm glad I did this. I'm glad I did this podcast.
And on top of that, it was another one. Mm-hmm. It was where you was talking about credit at the dollar store.
Okay.
So it was talking about you went to the mall, you seen a man bought a shirt,
and
then you went, and then you said that you was like a certain person. I won't give away.
Hey man, you cold, boy. You cold, boy. You cold. Man, I was back, but you cold because you did. I forgot that material, boy. Yeah, you cold because I literally forgot because when I left comment, I left all that behind.
Yeah.
And so that was some good signature bits for me. I'd go anywhere. Like, bro, like I would work and I would friends of mine that I'm networking now, but back in the day we would clash. It's like we was all seemed like we were all competitive because comedy is a competitive deal.
Right.
And it's like they want you to fail, so they but then again, it's crazy, man. You just got to be strong, bro. This industry, you got to be strong, or you need to go do something else. Because it's not for the weak.
That's right. Because, see, one of the things, like you say, even though when you get up there and you got the mic, it's only you there. Mm-hmm. When you with your peers, it can sometimes be a pecking order. Also, it can also be a silent competition. Mm-hmm. Because as you go through it, people wish you well, but not necessarily mean it.
Yeah.
And it may end up being a hex or a curse.
Yeah.
But like you said, only the strong survive.
Only the strong survive. And see, I know I'm going to get back to later about what we want to talk about, but with me, I started being mature. And the podcast I'm listening to, like one of these good comedians, great comedians I listen to, he like, as you mature and get older, you're supposed to be more... I am conscious of what I say on stage, or conscious of what I want to talk about. I just can't be that because I'm just not. This is where we live in. There's too much other stuff going on. All the stuff that's been going on, man. I'm conscious, and I'm just not a person that just say anything for a joke.
Right.
And that's right now. That's my biggest curse because I can't say some stuff that I want that I will say that's been funny, and I can't even sit and watch another comedy do it. I leave. I can't, like, I'll just be there, but I can't. It's just because I've grown, you know what I'm saying on that. So, but that's just me what I'm going through. And so it's so many the greats, of course, the GOAT, Chappelle's and everybody else, they doing their thing. And I don't know how, it's hard. Like, I used to be a comic. I remember when I would go to LA and go places, I'd be, oh man, you funny, but you don't have no point of view. And I'm like, well, I don't want one. I just want to tell jokes. But you needed a point of view, and I don't want to say nothing because I don't want to divide. I don't want the show over and I got issues. I didn't want that then. I just want to tell jokes and be funny. Right. And I didn't tell anything personal, or everything was live, made up, jokes written down, thoughts or funny situations. So now, as I get it back into the game, it's like storytelling and everything else. I know it's just different. So I'm just kind of trying to make my way. I'm in a good, unique situation, like I said, because now I went from I'm a business owner. I'm a business BA Enterprises, Inc. So I got a lot of business under that umbrella, built a company, got people working for me. And so now I'm at a place that I can relax, and now I'm doing entertainment and films. Because films is the next move. I wrote a movie, and writing material, wrote a movie, and then now you can shop it. That's what I'm doing, trying to shop it.
So I just want to circle back just very quickly here. Mm-hmm. So you say that you took a hiatus away from comedy.
Yep.
So what was some of the reasons why?
$300. Worked all week, did all these shows, was packed, and the show was over. It was $375. Let me put that 75 on. Mm-hmm. $375. I was doing the Pittsburgh Improv, and I was touring with a comic. And the comic that I was touring with, I was this guy. It was different people. I wasn't growing. And I remember getting a plane ticket, and then it was snow, And then the shows were bad, like nobody there, and I was like, why am I doing this? Like, it was already getting to the point to where I don't want to go out. That's it. I was hating to go out. And then it was the point I was traveling so much. This is where it really did it. I was traveling so much, I thought I was going to die from a plane crash. Because I would be on a plane too much. Like, literally, I would leave Wednesday and come back in town Monday, and leave Wednesday and come in town Monday. I would not unpack my bag. And I'm like, oh, what we gonna do? That would just be so much. Oh, we're going here and then getting in there, and then it was like, you know, it was just a lot in Hollywood. And then a few of my friends died. I started doing comedy with. They made it. Ralphie May was a good friend of mine, and I did that Gotham with him on that one tape we talking about. Because Ralph, I had people that made it, and it was just basically come to LA here, but stay in LA. And I couldn't stay in LA. When I was in LA, in Houston, people was robbing me. How much money you make today? Oh, we ain't make nothing today. No, how much money did you make? Because you stole all the money. But basically, people, man. So it's hard to, back then it was hard to run a business and be across the country. Now I can run businesses with an S on it. With all the technology we have, Zoom, watching, Cash App, pay people. I got to fly back in town just to pay somebody to come back now. I can Cash App you. To do what you do today. Oh, I do everything. I can basically run my business on the iPhone. I can comment on the iPhone. I can work. So I just try to be productive now. Change all my habits, man. I get up at 5:30 in the morning. I meditate. I work out with some good friends of mine that's really doing things. I try to surround myself with people that's doing things. Because, you know, when you older than you're a loan shark, because all my friends don't have things in common. They grown, families, they go soccer games. Oh, I'm in the suburbs, I'm different. I'm coming home late at night. You know, we different. So my circle, you know, I surround myself by myself unless I hang out with people. So I try to stay around some positive, like-minded folks that want to grind and successful and funny. Yeah.
All right. So, as we talked about the reason, you say you want to put more focus on the businesses.
Yeah.
Now, we want to touch on, like, how you kept them businesses going throughout that hiatus and how you were able to.
But they still going.
But they ain't. I know. But how you were able to expand upon your empire? If you just
man, that's a really good point because I really started seeing money. I really started having influence. I really, you know, it's like, man, I tell you this, I had something, I don't have to name any names. So when I was younger, I had some $1 million friends. People that played in the NBA, all of them had millions. I'm like, man, I wish they had that. I wish I had that money. I wish I had this. And they usually say, more money, more problems. And I really get that now. Because now that you get money, you got IRS problems. You got how to manage it. You got how to, at a certain point in my life, God didn't bless me with that money early because I'd have been at, well, it wasn't strip clubs like it is now, but it was somebody would get it. Right. And then just, you know, young and not used to it. But now I have money and I act like I don't have money. I save, I'm spending. How much is that? How much, you know, I may have $100. It's just because because for a rainy day, COVID hit. You don't know anything happen. You got to be ready. And so, you know, yeah, on that, but, you know, this most part, man, it's just it's businesses with me now and how I run businesses. I know a point I was trying to get to. So I started having more influence, and the people that I started working with, this is a strong point. The people that I started making money with were professional people, I'll say. You know, and to the point that I live a double life. I'm Eric Bones, the business owner. I'm not Eric B. They don't know nothing about me. Yeah, I have another name, my government name I use. I'm in court, we doing stuff, you know, serious work that they don't know nothing about. I would live a different life. Go in, shirt and tie, get off on the comedy club. Go in, you know, go to the club. So I would live that, and just to the point that I was like, I was more business, and I started to be business. But the passion stays in you, and you can't, the light may go down, but it's still there. And then what really brought me back was when COVID hit. I was doing really well, and I'm like, so many people died, and I was like, man, I'm not going to die not doing something I love. And then I would hang around my friends. I would see them. This is the point, man. I didn't even want to. I cut comedy off. Didn't watch it on TV. Didn't see a friend of mine here that's major, that's doing well. I didn't know nothing about him. Didn't like what's happening. So what? It's like, you ever see the movie when a vampire been hibernating, he come back and the world changed and everything? That's how I feel in comedy. I'm coming back. Who is this dude? What's going on? Like I'm looking around and. Oh, you popping? Are you? It's like I'm coming back like that, and I use that snare, so I'm just kind of feeling myself around, looking, popping different places. People don't know who I am, what I used to be, and everything don't mean anything. What I've done, the sets I've done, the bomb did well. That's all a part of it. Drove did BET, went everywhere, went overseas, probably worked every comedy club in the nation, and doesn't mean anything. But then I'm trying to take all that back and bring it to now, because business made me wiser. If I'm going to recreate what I did, reinvent myself here now with my business mind and with social media. And just like I was talking to my man that before here, I got lawyers, but I read my own contracts. I got managers, but I don't need a manager. I negotiate contracts. That's what I do. I know how to market. I know how to count money. I know how to create money. I have a team of marketing people. I have a team. I'm building a team. But as I build a team, and this is a strong word I learned from my man a few days ago, I'm humbling myself. I'm going to humble myself to be like, to take it and learn. I'm basically an open micer. I'll do open mics. You don't see the people I started doing comedy with going open mics. I'm here like I'm just starting because I want to recreate myself in the game to be stronger. And that's really why. So the pandemic helped me, and then mess around my friends, and they always making me, man, you go up, you ought to do comedy again. And I would just come around when I see them, but now, man. Then you gotta do what you love to do, but you gotta pay the bills.
That's right. Because I can definitely relate to what you're saying about the double life. Because look, I mean, when you're a man of a certain age, chasing your dream is all well and good, but there's a quality of life that you gotta have, especially if you have a family, especially, we of a certain age, you have certain things that are requisites that you have to take care of. So you can't be on the wing in the prayer. So at the same time, it's a juggling act. You're gonna have to figure it out. So how I keep myself going is I just do great time management. So if I know that I have business on a certain day, I won't go to a show. I won't go perform. I won't do anything. That'll be blocked off. But when I do have free time, I'm going. Man, and I'm going all the way in.
Man, and see, you did time management in business. Like this pie you cut in slices. But what slice of the pie you cut for family?
See?
What slice of the pie you cut for the other things? So there's only so many slices in that pie, and you like, man, that family depending on who you with, who you married to. It may be all that kids in school, and depending on how big your opportunity is. And my opportunity is I'm great to get back in the game. I just, it's just different things. And I travel, now I'm back to traveling. Like I'm a traveling dude. Backpack, I'm moving around, travel, and making moves. Well, that's pretty much it, man. I want to come back and take back what's mine. That's my little level.
See, like I told y'all, brain impression, because that's what he definitely has done. But what a lot of folks don't know, unless you follow him, you might see him anywhere. You might see him in New York Fashion Week. You might see him at any one of the comedy festivals.
Or Paris.
Throw that in there.
Japan, but now that's this in LA.
Yeah, you moving and grooving. So, with all that, and you say you coming back to Reclaim, we've been noticing the slew of shows that you've done at Midtown Arts Center.
Yeah, I'm just, man, you got to stay, Jay-Z said you got to stay relevant like you just started, like I I got to do something that I did when I was growing up, having a room. And now I'm big on entertainment. You're gonna see me have rooms, and I'm being entertainment, but I'm producing rooms. But I'm a stand up open micro comic. Like me, open micro. Like I'm not taking money from comedy until I'm ready. So like, man, I'm ready to get paid to do a show. Like I think my act is worth somebody paying me, and right now I'm not. Like I've got to start over. I don't all them old jokes you name. I'm like I don't remember them. They dead to me. I want a whole new, and I'm fighting within myself to how I want to present myself. So I'm just working out. I'm in the gym working out, trying to write jokes, doing comments. We call it in the gym. So yeah, I do a mid show at Midtown once a month, and that's just a start. So I'm about to start BA Entertainment. I'm gonna do a national tour in arenas. That's on the plate, and then I'm gonna be doing local shows, bigger. I'm gonna collaborate with some other people that's doing stuff. Yeah, but that's the goal. I envision myself to be like shows like the King of Comedy. I want to be that type of executive. No, I will be that type of executive promoter because I can do it.
That's right.
You know why I can do it? You know how I can do it? PP Long. PP Long.
I know. Look, I know some people that got caught up. Look,
that's a joke. That's a joke. You got caught up here, bro.
Hey, this ain't DJ Vlad, man. This ain't Vlad. Look here. We're gonna strike that from the record.
No, the people. Hold on. Wait a minute now. Now this the PP Long is for I got a business and my business is comedy in front of the judge. I tell you, Your Honor, I spent this money at the comedy show. Now I lost because nobody showed up, so I can't pay it back. In terms of the conditions here, if I can't pay it back, I'm good.
Forgiveness.
Forgiveness, Long. So you're gonna have to forgive me because nobody showed up for the show. But nah, man, I'm good.
So. Even I want to take it back here as well because you did mention the films. Mm-hmm. So as you call out these things, I see you have a multi-pronged attack.
Yeah.
Right? So with that being said, we want to wish you luck and also offer the support of World of Comedy 5 Entertainment.
Thank you.
With our entity, with you being here, anytime that you want to come back and you want to tell us or update us on any one of those those endeavors, let us know.
Good. Stay tuned for me doing the probably New Year's Eve show. Okay. And the first year, 2020, you're going to see BA Entertainment big. And then, of course, Eric B, Eric Bones, whatever. I feel like that night. But yeah. We're going to come back to take back what I left on the table.
Okay.
And man, you done brought up memories. The Star Wars, woo, and all that in the gym. Oh yeah, that was some great memories. I forgot I did those jokes.
Cause and one thing that I will give you flowers on is that your content.
First of all, you don't get no grown man flowers. Let's get that straight.
No.
First of all, give me my props. Give me dab me. Thank you. Okay, all right.
But you know what I mean, because it's basically when we have a veteran in the room, we want to call out like the diversity that you had in your content,
right.
Where you was able to rock a crowd with diversity.
Man, and I missed that, bro.
So it could be a smattering of everyone in there. Yeah. You could have your urban black, you could have your well-to-do black, you could have Indian, Chinese, whosoever. Yeah. Everybody could feel what you were saying.
Man, I can't wait because you bring back memories because as I'm in New York, it forced you to be a comic. In New York, and you somewhere, okay, Houston, we talk about here, but go to New York and do well, and you don't know who in the artists. You see black, but they're not black. They're speaking another language. You see white, but they're not white. They're Russian. They're here. And then to get them all, and then to come through, and then to put it out, and then to make them all laugh at once. That's a craft. When people do it, and you do it on the road, and man, it's like, and I hate to get biblical, but it's like when you take something for granted that God give you, and then you don't use it. It's like my superpowers are gone back. They're gone. So I'm trying to get them back how I had it. And it's going to come. Because it take effort and grind. And everything I've got in my life is from grinding. And nobody gave me nothing. I mean, my man gave me a few quarters and stuff, but he gave me that talk before he gave that to you. But nothing was left. I mean, people say I grew up in a nice neighborhood, and I did back then. It was Mo City. People say, "Oh, y'all live in Mo City, whatever," but that's Mo City was popping. But hey, well, we just got here like a PP loan back then. They was giving houses, but it was rough. It was rough, bro. So I mean, I say all that to say that as where I'm coming up, don't nobody give us nothing, and we are grinding. And the people around me, they got to be grinders because nothing is to be given.
That's right.
Yeah, nothing.
That's
So,
right.
Yeah.
Because, like a great man said on Instagram that I saw, he said, I didn't pass the class for kissing ass.
I didn't pass the class.
For kissing ass. So, I'm going to leave y'all with that one. But once again, Eric, it was great for you to join us here, man.
Thank you for inviting me, man. Much love and success to you. I see you doing it. And thank you for extending the opportunity. And I'm going to extend you an opportunity in some capacity on the platform that I'm coming in because we got to make a way for each other. That's it.
Most definitely.
Appreciate it.
And like I say, open door policy.
Oh, open door policy. All right.
All right.
Appreciate it, brother.
Already.
All right.
Now, what we're going to do now, we're going to go to a quick commercial break, but when we return, we're going to have one of our recurring guests and a friend of the show come on. So y'all stay tuned. Now here with Ken Mills, Unbiased on Boss Up Houston Network.
Events and Adventures knows how to make the most of being single. Get social, in person, try new things, and just have fun. Join Events and Adventures. We've been doing the single life right for over 30 years. 30 great events every month. Just visit eventsandadventures.com.
And we're back. Now, the gentleman to my left, he's a great friend of the show. He was here in the second season of World Views with Ken Mills. I mean, he's a multifaceted entrepreneur, also an entertainer. Bring it to you now in many faces.
What's up, world? Thank you for having me. You know, it's always a pleasure, you know.
You know, like, I rarely call in a favor, but when I thought about this topic, I had to bring you on because you the epitome of perseverance.
Wow.
Because every time that we talk, you give me an antidote, you give me a story, you give me something that helps me and empowers me to keep moving forward.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Because, like, okay, you were talking about last time that you had a movie that was coming together that you were working on. How's that going?
So, we haven't started production yet.
Okay.
Ray had a lot of things going on in his world. I had a lot of things going on in my world. But I just recently ran back into him over at the Mo City Bar and Grill. And we still didn't really have a chance to just really chop game, you know what I mean? But I'm pretty sure come next year, we'll have more of a insight on when we can start the schedule and how we're going to go about doing what, you know what I mean? Because shout out to Ray. Ray's a busy man nowadays, man. He got a lot going on.
That's right. That's right. Shout out to the brother Ray, etc. That good brother of mine. I seen him last night.
Yeah, Ray always working. But to piggyback that, and just to show you how God works, I start film school in the top of, I decided to go get my degree in film. So I'm breaking that news here on your show.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we got Spike Lee.
Well, hey, I appreciate you for that. You know what I mean? That's a hell of a reference, you know.
Yeah.
I hope I can live up to Spike's work, man. I just don't like the way our narrative is being told.
Right.
And I just really want to do something about that from the bottom of my heart.
Because, see, I can definitely agree with that because that's the main reason why I had this talk show. The main reason why I had this talk show is because a lot of the things I do on stage, you're not going to get the real picture of me.
I can respect that.
You gonna get a caricature, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get, like, a little bit of buffoonery because I'm trying to make you laugh.
Right.
I'll throw a little bit in there to make you think, but you're not really going to understand the way my mind works, my personality, or the people, my circle that I have around me.
Right.
So this is a great opportunity to showcase that and also give back, because this is not necessarily sweat equity. This is thought equity.
Yes, sir.
So when I'm giving this back out, I had a youth that watch this. I have some adults that may watch this that may not have experienced the certain things that we went through. So I can give back this way. So with the topic being keep going, I mean, can you give us an example or an antidote of when you was in a situation where you just had to pull your boots up and keep going?
Well, I have two, and I think I kind of went into the one already about music, because, you know, music was my passion first.
Right.
And music would put me in the position that I'm in now. But however, the most challenging thing for me here recently was when we started the podcast, right? Because on the video side of the fence, I didn't have as much experience as I have with music. Like, you know, I could record myself, I can master my own music, but when it comes to editing and certain stuff in the film world, I don't have that trade yet. So it made me feel powerless, because now I put me in a position where I had to retain work and work with people, you know, who I probably wouldn't have been working with had it not been for the situation. And, you know, sometimes the worst situation you can end up in is when you create a crutch for yourself, you know, because now you have this need that's being facilitated by somebody else, and they realize how much of a power it is for you, and they begin to kind of dangle it and hover it over your head. You know what I mean?
Right. Because especially when you outsource and then they feel as though you may not be versed, sometimes, you know, people attack you. You know? And not necessarily attack you
ain't
monetarily.
Sometimes. Listen, I paid a pretty penny to learn that lesson. You know what I mean? But now that's why I'm so gun-ho of having my own. You know what I mean? So I'm looking into, once I finish school, I'm going to develop my own film studio here locally. You know what I mean? I ain't finna go nowhere. I ain't finna do none of that. I feel Houston is a beautiful market. Unfortunately, you just have a lot of us that still work in the business that don't really know the business, and unfortunately it shows. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna turn my back on the city, because I love the city, you know. But however, that's why y'all don't like me, because I say it, you know, and I'm gonna keep on saying it, you know. It just is what it is, you know. That's what I'm coming for. But however, it's gonna be a lot of opportunity and, you know, different perks in there for us. You know what I mean? Because I got my eye on you. You know, I'm a fan, man. I like how you allow us to come on and politic about things that matter. You know, entertainment is so watered down right now, man.
Cause I'm gonna tell you like this. You know, I get a lot of flack because, I speak. When I speak straight from the heart. I don't sugarcoat it. I'm not going to lie to you. There's a reason why people love me and the reason why people hate me too.
Always.
So what I notice is people, they say they about business, but they really not. They all about the show. So they'll jump up on stage or they'll jump in front of a camera and they don't even know how they're going to get their back in. I'll give you an example. One time I did a show and a young gentleman, I won't mention him, I was surprised because the young gentleman appeared to be all the way together, put together everything on what he doing. So I do it or whatever. I get off stage. I go back to the side, like the little green room area. I'm drinking. Did you get paid yet? That's what the young man asked me. Did I get paid yet? And I said, sir, you ain't get paid yet? Before you get on that stage, before you got that stage, you supposed to get your paper. And he asked me how much I get paid. So that let me know right there that there's a disconnect going on where people are just so gung-ho and passionate about being seen or getting their talent shown without understanding the residual income or the monetary benefit that come along with it. Because
or how about it? To even make sure you get it.
Yeah.
What is with comedians? I know they're going to get mad at me, but I don't care.
So?
What is it with comedians not wanting to do contracts? Listen, I'm trying to get y'all, but I don't know how many times I've been trying to book y'all for an event. Listen, y'all should know me by now. I strive
See, the world, you done knocked the world over, man. You done knocked the
got
world
me
over.
excited.
See, yeah,
Look,
because
it
he
got me
started talking about
excited.
the money.
Because
Come
see,
on.
look, I'm trying to give you some money now. Don't miss an opportunity because you're afraid of something you don't understand. You can always take your contract to an attorney of your choice and allow somebody to read it. But if you're gonna do business with me, you have to sign my contract because that I have to go to my colleagues and explain why I'm paying such and such, da 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 da. And I can't walk in that meeting and just give them word of mouth. I have to show them something that shows that we have a solid agreement. Contracts aren't here to hurt you. They can hurt you if you sign a bad one. But the good ones are here to make sure that you get what is due to you. Please stop running from these contracts.
And if it's written in simple language, I mean, really and truly, if you're going to do anything, you should have a criteria or you should have a standard of what you're going to walk into. Like, it should be basic.
Even
like,
if you getting paid $500 and it's to say, hey, like me, I have a thing where I pay half up front.
Mm-hmm.
You know what
yeah,
I mean?
You get a deposit.
And then, you know, especially if I'm bringing you in from out of town or whatever it might be, the contract just reflects that.
Yeah.
And it has the amount, the day you are going to receive the amount, because that's just how business is done.
That's right. And, I mean, from a performer perspective, what I say is I have wording in there saying that I would have adequate sound equipment at my disposal, adequate lighting, safe venue, I need my deposit. You see what I'm saying? It's certain things you gotta ask for.
Kind of like the whole Astro World situation going on. If you understand anything about event planning and how that works, just trace it back to the paperwork. It's gonna tell you who's responsible for what. Yes. And if there isn't any contracts, then unfortunately that makes everybody involved responsible, and that's a whole nother story. But I am not your legal counsel.
That's right. So since you offered a nugget here of what you're looking forward to, I won't say who, but I've been approached by many people to either manage or consult. And I'm really thinking about doing that. Because,
I think you should.
Because some of the things that I hear, some of the scary stories, some of the horror stories that I hear, where people getting shorted on pay, people not getting paid, people have to wait till the next week to get paid. There needs to be an advocate.
Yeah,
there needs to be an advocate, and then on the opposite side, there needs to be someone where you could trust them, where they can give you adequate advice. Because in any bit of entertainment or even in any bit of business, there's going to be ego. And that ego is going to stop you from learning because you feel like you know everything or you don't want nobody to tell you nothing.
Bruh, that sound like Rap Game 93. It's happening right now with y'all as comedians. Like, somebody needs to kind of step in and kind of school them, just like the jewel I dropped with the contract. Mm-hmm. Somebody needs to make it clear and how that empowers them so they wouldn't be so afraid. Because, you know, in the situation that I'm speaking on, like, the person backed out of the situation because they were scared of the contract.
And then it's small tenants too. It's small little tenants of just being an adult that's missing.
Oh, and then you know what else is hard for us? A man to say, I just don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, but
I don't understand. Like, what that word means?
Yeah,
like,
but
what that say right there? We ain't gonna do that.
They got Google.
They got Google.
They got Google. You can go on LegalZoom. I mean,
but I'm just saying, to have you stand in that medium because you're a very approachable person. You know, a lot of these comedians ain't approachable. I don't know where they at.
And I ain't gonna lie. Look, and I ain't gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? I always tell the truth. And I give my honest opinion. Now, I don't care if it backfired because at the end of the day, I'm man by my word.
Can't make everybody happy.
So, there's certain tenets that are missing. There's certain tenets that are missing with all of this, right? So, number one, punctuality. So, if you gonna do something, be on time for it.
Ooh.
That's how you miss out on opportunity too. That's probably why this kid signed a contract too, because their contract got a time on it.
Oh, and it had a little line in
Yeah.
there, see, because if I put it together,
Yeah.
it's a dot clause in there.
Yeah.
Show up late on me if you want to.
You gonna get that.
Oh, it's coming out your pay.
Yeah.
They don't like that.
That
See,
old
they
school
don't-
James Brown.
They don't like that kind of talk. What you mean you
But
gonna
see,
take it out my pay?
if you go into any other field, if you go to any other work,
Come on.
and you late, okay, the first time I'm gonna give you a chance. Second time,
Come on now. You
third
gonna sign
time,
this paper for me.
you on PIP.
That third time
You out the door.
Yeah.
So, and then also too, you gotta look at it. That's your reputation. That's your brand. When people see you, do you want to be known for the person that's always late?
come on now.
Do you?
No, absolutely.
Or do
not.
you want to be the person that always shows up and don't deliver? You want your stuff to be pristine. If you're gonna be out here, that way you can be marketable. That way if you can tell people like, hey, I want this amount of money there to give it to you because
Come on,
guess
man.
what? You'll have leverage because you got a proper track record.
Mm-hmm.
But if you ain't running like no adult, if you ain't running like no man on their word, a person with knowledge, what's gonna happen? You're gonna get suckered every time. You're gonna get somebody that's gonna short you on your paper and you got to accept it because you feel like that's the only opportunity you can get.
And then you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna get mad and start talking bad about somebody
Yeah.
who got their check though.
Yeah, they talk about him. They'll say he ain't funny. They'll say he trash.
Got his check though.
But yeah, he riding good though. He eating good.
he eating
You
that
feel me?
steak though.
See, that's another facet to the game. People talk about marketability. All right, what they don't understand what marketability is, it's not your peer group, right? I'm not worried about my peer group thinking I'm cool. I'm worried about the audience. I'm worried about the actual paying audience, the people.
They ain't gonna buy nothing from you.
Right. So I need to appease the people. So if I find my tribe, I got my following, the people that's gonna run with me. Then I can use that and say I'm marketable. I have this core audience, this demographic that's gonna follow me. They following me here. This my track record. This how much money I need. This how much money I should garner. And then on top of that, you should take more control of it. Once you get to that point, you put all the sweat equity into it. Why not get the full check?
Come on now. Because that's really when the money come in. When you get to the point of, see, the end result of what you're talking about is what we call target marketing. Because now you've done the research to see what's your target audience.
Right.
So now what you know. So for instance, when I took J Block on tour, that for those of y'all that know about my artist J Block that signed to the label, we had to do that. We had to narrow it down to demographics and where we got the highest hits and the most spins, you see? So we can make sure we put him in the best suitable position to reach his ideal audience. And I mean, it worked. It worked. The proof is in the numbers.
Yeah, and that's common business number one.
But just the fact that you have a show that's taking the time to allow real life people, I mean, in real time, talk about these things and break them down. I don't even think I would have had the drive that I have if had not been sitting in some of the meetings listening to Lil J talk and how he ran his business and how passionate it was about that and just his voice just command the room. See, those were things that planted seeds into me early, you see. Then I remember the whole era where everybody and their mama had something bad to say about Lil J. But if you really look into the roots of that, where those things were really coming from, it was from people that couldn't come in and manipulate and tell him what to do with his business. See, I can relate to that. Most of the people that's going to have something bad to say about me were people that came in with an agenda and got themselves turned back up.
Yeah, because I mean, look, you know what the name of the game is. The name of the game is as long as the people get what they want, they're going to be happy. When they're not satisfied,
Come on.
that's when all the talk starts.
You dumpster juice at that point.
You know, they want to ruin that, you know what I'm saying, and then end up in a situation that's totally worse than what you was going to provide to them. Then when they get to that point, they always want to come back. They always want to come back and say, hey, you know, I was wrong, I apologize.
Yeah.
And
After you done did all the work to get
Yeah.
to the bag, now they want you to just come in and cut them. Just cut me a check. You know?
Yeah.
Disregard, I didn't mean all that. I was just
but
playing.
where my cut at?
Come on,
Where my
man.
commission?
They do it.
Ain't no commission. They don't want you to have no commission because they feel like they the prize now, but they don't understand the work and the drive that it took to get them there. So, man, keep going, right? So, in my heart of hearts, I feel like, you know what? From Eric Barnes that I spoke to earlier, and from you, I feel that there's a core nucleus to where in any realm of entertainment in Houston, once it reaches a certain level, y'all can mentor some of these folks too.
You know, man, the young lady that I've been seeing, she's trying to push me in that direction. She wants me to start, because I do a lot of, I go and speak now. I consult people that I believe in now for free. You know what I mean? That's one thing I believe in. You know, if you don't teach a man how to fish for himself, then you paralyze him. So getting the knowledge isn't for us to sit on it. Getting the knowledge is to share it so it lights another fire. Then that fire can spark another fire, then that fire, then that fire, then that fire.
Because there's a lot of things that I've done that I haven't even required any credit, any appreciation, no monetary value for it. I just was happy to do it. I didn't receive no reciprocation from it. I just did it.
Yeah.
Because it was good for the ecosystem. Because I felt like that if I did it, I could sleep better at night, knowing that the proper person was in the right realm.
And that's why I think you in this mentoring and consulting other comedians is gonna be a great thing, because y'all don't have a buffer. My day, there was Lil J's, there were Tony Drapers, there were Master P's, there were buffers that sometimes had to grab us by our collar and say, come on, man, you know that ain't right. Slow it down, okay? I think in the comedian world, it's more or less, hey, man, we got a similar goal. I'm not here to hurt you, you know? Because comedians tend to click up and, you know, it's about me. Break that, man. Break that stigma. It's enough money out here for everybody, man. Y'all was just talking about the 85 South, boy. I'm a DC. Matter of fact, got some work down the pipeline with DC, because some of his people know my people. There's some talks in the work right now, and I was telling you about that last time, you know, with Cat Williams. You see what I'm saying? But when you start dealing with these level of people, there's so much paperwork that has to be cleared. Like, if you know anything about a real movie production, 6 months of the production is probably just paperwork and planning, preparation, and, you know, getting clearance or, you know, certain talent and stuff like that. So a lot of things cooking, but I just made a conscious decision to quit playing with my own money. I know it worked for me in music. So I felt like, you know what? Let me stop playing with my money on this film side of the fence. Let me go and get the necessary credentials. So that way I'm making sure I'm maximizing my budget and getting the more bang for my buck. So y'all ain't robbing me no more. All your production crews that robbed me and got what you got, I hope it blessed you, because I'm on to you now.
So it also covers screenwriting?
Man, screenwriting, video and photo editing, broadcasting. Because I don't know if we talked about this, but you know, the women folk, they kind of been on me a little bit by my voice, you feel me? And they be like, man, you should do radio. So I don't know, you know, getting here and learn this broadcasting thing. And I might bring back, what was that thing on 102? Now, because he'll be mad at me. Bassman, I'm going to let you leave now, man. But just bring me on. Let me co-host with you or something. You know what I mean? But I just think we need more of that, man. We need more positivity, and we need more love songs, because our age group that wasn't hugging our children, and then they went and had kids, man, they losing their mind. And if we don't stand in the gap and do something, it's getting bad, man.
Because, see, it's like this. There used to be subtleties. Like, when I was growing up, I'm going to be very frank here. My audience, they know me. They know how frank I can get. Back in the day, people would have to come up with euphemisms about eating pussy. Now you go. Now you go.
It's coming.
Yeah. Now you go on there. Yeah. They talking about eating ass.
Yeah.
They say they eat ass on the radio.
Yeah.
On the radio, ain't no subtleties. It's right here. I'm gonna beat it up and I'm gonna do this and the third. But maybe mid-90s or whatever, when I was in high school, you still had Jodeci kind of,
Come on, man.
alluding to it.
Come and talk to me and hit that radio. You like, say that, mama, say that.
Yeah, you see? So I think the veil has been taken back. And if you want to give an analogy to Adam and Eve, remember when Adam and Eve ate the apple, they got the birth of knowledge and they started to see that they were naked. Then after a certain point, they just didn't care. They ran them up. And they were in chaos. That's what these generations now that are after us, that's what they're going through. And unfortunately, there's no leadership that's out there, or the leadership that is, either is in a chaos themselves.
Wow. Blind leading the blind.
Right.
Man. Wow.
Or don't care. Maybe they have compartmentalized themselves, moved away, said, I'm only going to focus on me. And then, you got the ones that's deaf, dumb, and blind.
And you know what's going to be even hard?
Yeah.
Combating the internet. Because it's even faster to get false information. It's hard enough to get a person to research something to better themselves, right? Imagine the internet and how quick it gives you false information and how we take it and run with it.
Yeah, because if you look at it, folks talking about they need to get back to reading books, right? They don't read books no more. You can poll any adult or any teenager when they wake up in the morning, what's the first thing they do? They grab their phone, they're going to get on Instagram, Facebook, before they brush their teeth or pray that they did it.
Yeah, it's a way of life now.
Yeah. And they even got the metaverse coming where they're going to build a virtual reality ecosystem.
Come on, man.
Where you don't have to deal with nobody but that. You feel me?
Come on, man.
So the social interaction is going to be different. So,
see, we'll go on and on, man. That's why I like this environment, man. I like politicking on this level, man. So, whenever you need me, sir, you got me, man.
Now, tell the people how they can find you.
So Many Faces 09 is my YouTube channel. Facebook is just / Many Faces. And I think Instagram is Many Faces 09. So just keep an open eye on me. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna be doing much other than helping a few friends out, because if you know me, when it comes to school, that's my main thing. You know what I mean? I like getting A's. I like the honor roll. So, but I say give me about a year. Now within that year, because I know I'm gonna be building allies. Like I've talked to one of my professors from my business administrative side of the fence that's gonna be on my board. And I know more resources is going to come to the picture from the allies that I make in school, other professors that may be fond of me. So I'm really cooking up something right now. Now, however, with Laugh It Off being on a hiatus, I am thinking about sponsoring a night around town, and that's how I bumped into Ray, because I've been talking to, shout out Cliff and Penny. They managing a few spots, so I went met up with them. We talked about a few things, so I got a few things I'm cooking, but I'm not going to really do nothing heavy until probably the next year. Now, I do have some music that I'm going to release, but I'm not going to tour or do anything with that music until next summer.
Okay.
But it's going to be like a big theatrical thing, and remember I told you I want you in it, so I got a spot for you. We're gonna talk about that.
Okay.
I want you to play a detective for me.
All right. Now, brother, it's always a pleasure.
Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me, man. And thank y'all for listening to me rant.
Now, this part of the night where we do our quick wrap up. So, we had Eric Bowens come on earlier from BA Entertainment. He told us his whole journey within comedy and business. And needless
that brother been around for a minute too.
Needless to say, it was very interesting, very inspiring, and I mean we're gonna talk to him a little bit more as well. We also had Many Faces here, Many Faces. We did a quick recap, talk about his journey now, where he's learning the knowledge of film and how he's gonna be able to be self-sufficient in that realm. So
just keep going.
Keep going. All I'm gonna say is this. Top of the night was keep going. The most important thing about keep going is that you have to be honest with yourself. You have to have some level of self-awareness. Now, these two gentlemen that came on, they told you about the different situations that they were in. Number one, Eric said he had to assess his life and he had to see what was the priority for him at the time. And he moved on that priority and it's working out well for him. We had many faces. He told you. He said, look, I did an assessment. I need to get knowledge in this area, so I went to get it. Now, there's a lot of us that's out here that feel like we know everything, but we running into a brick wall. Because if you stop learning, you'll never get anywhere. You got to learn every day. You got to start patching up information. I call it layering knowledge. Because nobody is all omniscient. Nobody is all knowing but God. On top of that, you also have to keep in mind that when people give you suggestions or give you advice, it's not always hating. Somebody trying to save your life. I give an example. It was a young performer that went up on stage. The young performer used a certain attribute about their life to get sympathy and crashed and burned.
Oh, wow.
And then when that person went to another venue and we started to talk, they were talking to another fellow performer. They was over talking that person and they felt like they had it all together. That's when I saw what the fatal flaw was. The fatal flaw is God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth for a fucking reason.
Wow.
Shut your goddamn mouth and listen when people trying to tell you something. Everybody ain't goddamn hate. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of it. Y'all excuse my audience, you know I keep it real. And I tried to keep it light, but I'm gonna keep it a thigh wall right now.
Somebody gotta say
Everybody talking about somebody hating on somebody, this, that, and don't nobody give a damn about you. You insignificant to the whole ecosystem. If you just sit down and listen, observe sometime and see where you fit in the ecosystem, you can grow within it. Wow. But the most times that you keep opening your mouth, you keep lowering your stance in that ecosystem. That's how people never grow. That's how people wonder why they never get ahead. Nobody ever checking for them. Nobody ever want to sign them up for nothing. Yeah. Nobody want to give them opportunity because they know they're a damn problem. That's their fatal flaw. Don't be that person. And if you're in that environment, keep going. If you're in that realm right now, keep going. Just learn you got to keep going and shut the fuck up.
Yeah, buddy.
Do your job. Do what you came to do. Do your passion. Get your shit together. That's all I wanted to tell you because I'm tired. I'm just telling you, I'm tired. And y'all my audience, so I keep it real with y'all. I'm tired on every facet of my life. I'm tired. Because every day I run into some dumb, ignorant shit.
Yeah, buddy.
So y'all be blessed. I love y'all. Now, when y'all see me on the street and y'all say y'all got a problem, we can talk about it. But just know, if it ain't about you, because I could definitely put on the shoe. If it ain't about you, just keep it stepping. But if it's about you, I'm going to tell you, you probably already knew about it. Anyway, next week we got a special episode here. I got the athletes coming up for y'all on Thanksgiving. I want y'all, look, we're going to be ready for Thanksgiving. Get y'all turkeys and y'all dressing. And don't eat no chilling, but get your little fried chicken together and sit in front of this thing and watch it.
Already.
Now, y'all been rocking with us all year. Peace and blessings. Ken Mills here with Unbiased on Boss Up Houston Network.
Hello family, Ken Mills here once again with World of Comedy 5 Entertainment. So to give you the idea of what Unbiased is, we always see things on social media and also in the world where we wonder what is the thought process behind these idiotic things that people do. We're going to give an honest, unbiased opinion. So with that being said, we're going to cover several different topics. We're going to be truly unbiased this season.